And I was like, my jaw literally dropped and I had asked the guy behind the counter. I was like, what you mean? Y'all should go there just for this. Like every element and every component of it was crazy. Okay. This is so informal and I wanted to do this properly, but I just want to get on here real quick and tell you about Llama's Coffee Corner. I heard about them a minute ago in casual conversation. I remember someone had told me that they were not from here, but they were in Baltimore and casually popped into the spot because it was nearby wherever they were headed to. And they told me they were so impressed. And it was on my list. I have such a long list, y'all. It was on my list since then, but I had just not prioritized it, not made it there, whatever. Then more recently, I heard other foodies mentioning it. First, Charm City Table, shout out Charm City Table, had mentioned it as a really cool spot she had been to, had some meetings there, and it was a black owned. That's when I found out it was, I didn't even know it was black owned until she told me that. It's black owned, and she said it was really good. And I was like, all right, now it's like official. And then I had seen Cousin Kim post a Tres Leches overnight oats, which like, what? That's like a crazy combination. I don't even like overnight oats. I also seen the Charm City Maven post when she was at Llama's Coffee Corner, when she was chilling. It was like the first warm day of the year, and she had posted she was chilling outside enjoying her Llama's Coffee Corner. I was like, you know what, I need to get over there. This was all back to back to back. So I was like, all right, this must be a sign. But I decided to go there last weekend. I was on my way to an open house in Baltimore. I love going to open houses. I recommend doing it in whatever city you're in. I feel like I've also realized like some people don't realize that anybody can go to open houses. And I'm sorry in advance if you're a real estate agent and you're watching this and you're like, I do not want to waste my time. I have people who aren't serious buyers coming to my open house. I'm sorry. I'm not telling y'all to waste anybody's time, but it's something that you might be interested in doing. Even if you're traveling to the city, you want to know if you want to live there or not, and you scoping out the neighborhood, see if there's some open houses going on while you're there. It's a really cool thing to do. You just get ideas too for the type of spaces you want to be in, or just different layouts and different. It helps you to learn about different neighborhoods you might not have had on your radar because you just found this random house and then you're checking it out. Anyway, we had went to an open house and of course we got hungry. And we decided to go by Llama's because it was not far from Llama's Coffee Corner. We're like, okay, this is perfect. And when you walk in, it's small. Okay, I'm starting to realize that some of the smaller spots have some of the best food. Like, they don't even have to do too much in terms of their space or make it this like big grand thing, because the food speaks for itself. So we go in there and they have kiosks that you could order on, which I kind of like, because sometimes you feel a pressure when a cashier is taking your order and you're looking at the menu on the screen and you're like looking at the menu like hanging up on the wall and you're trying to decide between the options, and it's like people behind you and the cashier's waiting on you, whatever. It reduces any anxiety that might come with that because you're just ordering on a little screen. What was nice was one of the team members at Llama's was standing there and let everybody know. I'm saying everybody, it was a lot of us. It was probably like 3 or 4 of us in there, like in line placing the order. And he let us know, like, let them know if they have any questions, that sort of thing. So the kiosk was cool, and they didn't skimp on like actual real life service and like human interaction. So first thing is they didn't even have Tres Leches, the Tres Leches overnight oats. They had a sweet potato version of the overnight oats. I don't really like overnight oats, but my man does. So he was thinking about it, but he decided to get that. Then I got the Brisket Llama Delight. I forgot exactly what they call it, but y'all should go there just for this brisket sandwich, okay? It had like cooked in like a chimichurri sauce. I love me a chimichurri. And the spread that they put on it was like mayonnaise and Dijon mustard. And even the pickles were good. I don't know what they did to the pickles. Maybe they didn't do anything to them, but I enjoyed it so much I like took it apart and then like wanted to taste the pickle by itself. Like every element and every component of that sandwich was crazy. And the caramelized onions, When I took a bite, I was like, what, they smoked this joint in the back? Like,
they smoked the brisket in the back or something?
It tastes so good. I doubt they actually do because it's a cafe, so they're probably not doing all that. But wherever they get the smoked brisket from, not only that, but how they put it all together, it was delicious. It was amazing. And I would go back there just for that smoked brisket sandwich. And it came on toast. Like every component. I enjoyed the toast that it was on, the spread they put on there, the brisket itself, the pickles, like, and it was I think it was Swiss cheese. And I love onions so much. I could eat a bowl of onions. And it was caramelized onions on there. Like, it was like a dream. Like, I felt like that sandwich was made for me. I would go there just for that. And what's even cooler is when I was on a kiosk, I saw that they had tickets that you could get to meet the alpacas. And I was like, my jaw literally dropped. And I had asked the guy behind the counter, I was like, what you mean alpacas? Like, you're going to have alpacas here? And he's like, I guess so. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, I'm trying to meet the alpacas. But no, I thought that was so cute. And I think they're celebrating, I want to say like 2-year anniversary or 3-year anniversary. I can't remember. But it was tickets. It was only like $15. Go take pictures with the alpacas. I thought that was really cute. We also got another sandwich. Similar, it was with brisket as well, but it was on a French toast bagel. I will say I preferred my sandwich on toast. That just did it for me. I didn't really care for that combination on a French toast bagel. But conceptually, the idea of a French toast bagel sounds amazing. And the bagel itself was amazing, but again, I ate it as like a whole sandwich, but I would be interested in trying it again like on its own. So if you're interested in a French toast bagel, they got them and you should try them. Now the sweet potato puree, or not the sweet potato puree, the sweet potato overnight oats, I think were just okay. I'm sorry. The sweet potato puree, I mean, I keep saying that. Oh my God. The sweet potato overnight oats were just okay to me. I feel like it was a little, there's pictures when you order from the kiosk and it looked a little bit different than what it was. Like it almost looked like, you know how you can make like mashed sweet potatoes or like a pureed sweet potato and then you sit overnight oats in something overnight that it'll absorb. It almost looked like, or I made the assumption that the oats sat in like a mashed sweet potato or a sweet potato puree of some sort and like absorb some of the sweet potato overnight. But it didn't look like that at all. It was a lot more loose than I typically see in overnight oats being prepared or presented, and it had whipped cream on top, and it seemed like it was more like sweet potato chunks in there. And I could be mistaken, but again, I am not an overnight oats connoisseur, but what I have seen and what I have tasted before is usually like a much thicker consistency. It was, and it tasted really sweet. But, and like, I personally just didn't really enjoy it. We probably wouldn't get that again, but I'd be curious what the next rotation is because they do rotate their menu, which is cool. Like, so I would still be interested in trying another batch of the overnight oats. You know, it could have just been a miss that day, and that might not be how it's usually prepared. I'm not exactly sure. That was a miss for me. The team there was really nice. Also, inside is set up so cute. They have these little swings in there that you can sit on at a counter. And like I said, it's pretty small, so I wouldn't go there on a busy day and expect to find a seat unless maybe you get there early. But there was a really nice cafe, really nice spot. The team seemed really sweet, and they got options that you could have for breakfast, lunch. I won't say dinner because they're not open that late, but breakfast and lunch. And I would definitely be back, and I highly recommend, and I get what all the hype was about. So if you haven't been there, definitely check them out. And if you see this video in time, you might be able to snag some tickets to go take pictures with the alpacas.